What's up everyone, GT here today, and we are doing part 1 of my editing build PC. So yeah, I'm gonna build a new PC and upgrade the one I have now. This isn't an upgrade of the last PC build y'all saw. I'm still using that one. That one is just my streaming PC. Of course, I can use this one for streaming and editing, but I'm just gonna stick to one PC for editing and one PC for streaming. So the last one had got to 4Ks, and this one has 2 GTX 1080s. So we're gonna do an SLI build. So roughly, I guess you can say this is like a 6K, 7K build. So let's go ahead and get started and walk through the parts that I'm gonna be using for this build specifically. So for the first part, I am going to use an 8th gen Intel Core i7 processor. It's an i7 8700K, LGA 1151. So I was using the 7700Ks, but now I kind of want to go up a little bit and went with the 8700Ks. So let's go ahead and move on to the RAM. I have your Trident Z RGB DDR4. This is 32 gigabytes of RAM, so it's 16 gigs a piece. And as y'all saw in my previous build with the streaming PC, this RGB RAM is the shiz. I don't know why. This is probably like the best RAM I've ever had. You know, I have Dominators, I have your, RGB Corsairs, your Vengeance. I've had plenty of RAMs, but for some reason, I really love how this design, the style, and the way the RGB goes. I know Corsair came out with a newer RGB RAM, I guess the Pro series, and it's kind of similar to it, but the reason I love this is because the fins, how they come out, and it's pretty awesome. So let's moving on up. Let's go ahead and get the SLI bridge. This is the EVGA two-way RGBW bridge. It's NVIDIA SLI, so the little EVGA logo does color change to an RGB. I can do white, yellow, blue, black, whatever. Well, I can't really do black, I'm just kidding. So that is the bridge, and this is the bridge I will be using. So the motherboard that I am using is the AORUS Z370 Gaming 7 motherboard. This is an RGB Fusion, has some smart fans, the Saber Hi-Fi, has the killer Ethernet E2500, and of course this is VR ready, and this is compatible with the 8th gen processors. So one thing I like about this motherboard is this thing is like RGB'd out. So I'm really going with the concept of RGBing this whole PC. So one thing I do like about this is the killer Ethernet E25, so it has 2 Ethernet ports. And the only reason why I'm doing a new build is I have a few NOS and I want to downgrade and use one NOS and put that one NOS on this PC so I can just direct connect and I can store all my videos, all my pictures, all my clips, pretty much everything that you can think of on a NOS that can be saved. Now, for the graphics cards, I am using the EVGA For the Win GeForce GTX 1080, 8GB GDDR5. So this is VR ready. I am using 2 of these. These are RGB, and so one thing that I like about them, this is a dual fan. So it has your display port, HDMI, and your DVI-D. And of course, it's 3 display ports and 1 HDMI. I wish it had more HDMI, but I'm okay with the display ports. So dual GeForce GTX 1080s. Can't wait to start this build. It's gonna be a beast. And I've been kind of considering painting the little metal pieces, but I don't know yet. I'm still pondering. This is just part 1 of the video. Once I start part 2, then I'll start making some decisions of what I want to do. Now the fans that I will be using is the Corsair LL120 RGB LED series. These are 120mm by 25mm, 1500 RPM, Corsair link, and I was debating whether to use the NZXT fans RGB or the Corsair RGB. So let's go ahead and move on to the next piece of the build, which is cooling, and I am using a Fluid Gaming liquid cooling kit, the A240 CPU. So this is rubber hoses, but I did buy some bendable tubing that I am planning on bending and making it look nice and neat with the color liquid. I'm thinking about using blue or white. I'm not 100% sure, but right now I'm steering towards the white. So this is the liquid cooling kit A240 by Fluid Gaming. And with this, you do get the block, the rad, the fan, the pump, the control tubing, the fittings, and you do not get the coolant. That's the only one thing you don't get. You do get the extra installation manual, the aka thermal grease, main power and power signal cable, and an Allen key. So this is the CPU water block, which has an RGB LED around it, and looks pretty cool. It also has it on the screws, so I kind of want to go with the RGB as I mentioned. I am also using the Pacific RGB hard tube fittings, which are RGB as well. You do get 3 of them. Well, I'm lying. I think you get, oh, it's 6. You do get 6 of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this. You don't get the hard tube, which I've already mentioned that I bought the hard tube and I'm gonna use the hard tube for these. Another thing I bought was a Pacific temperature sensor from Thermaltake as well. So this is a G1/4 support. It pretty much tells me the temperature. It alerts me if it's hot, cold, pretty much everything, just to make sure my PC is running nice and smooth. So I am changing the Fluid Gaming kit a little bit to some Thermaltake. Now for storage and memory, I am using 2 500 gigabyte Crucial MX 500s. So I was gonna use the MX 300s, and I don't know, I saw the MX 500s and I like the little shielding that it has on them. Also, this is an M.2 SSD, so I'm not going with your standard SSD, and I am not using a standard HD. So I want to try to save as much space as I can, less wiring, and this is a good thing about these SSD M.2s is you just plug and play and that's it. So although many of you are going to ask, how come you don't use the HD for your storage or save? And that's what I mentioned in the beginning. I'm going to use the NOS that's going to be connected directly to my PC, so there's really no point of me adding an HDD. And I'm not going to play games. I'm not going to game on this one since I already have a gaming PC, gaming/streaming PC. So fully modular power supply. And if you're building a PC, or first-time PC builders, and you don't want to deal with all these cables, I suggest you use a fully modular power supply. They are the best, they are the greatest, a little bit pricey, not that much though, to be honest. If you go anywhere from like $750 and above, you'll probably spend a little bit over $100, maybe $115 for a 750. I think this one I got it for like $150. I'm not 100% sure, I have to go check. I still gotta do the calculations of all the costs for this build, but it is roughly around 6 to 7K. So this is the power supply I'm gonna use, and although I used to use Corsair a lot, EVGA has never failed me, and I like the way it looks, and they're pretty much easy and fun to build with. Last but not least, the case. Many of y'all were wondering what case am I using, but as y'all saw in the beginning of the video, it is the Cooler Master Cosmos C700P. This is a dual curved tempered glass with the RGB. So it was either the Cougar Conquer or the Cosmos. I did pick up the Panzer G Cougar, but I was like, you know what? If this is gonna be my editing build, I'm gonna go all out. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick with the Cosmos. The Cosmos looks cool. I like the curved edges on the glass, and the RGB is just crispy. Why did I say crispy? That's so funny. It's crisp, buttery crisp. I just like the way the lines come down and up. It looks freaking awesome. So there you have it. That is gonna be my entire part list build for the editing PC. I am going to replace the one that I currently have, and I think y'all have seen it before. It was my first PC build video, the Green Monster or the Green Hulk. I did it a while back. I know it's pretty soon upgrading the PC, and I know I used the 1060. A lot of people gave me shit for that, but a couple weeks later I upgraded it to a 1080 Ti. What am I going to do with this PC? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. I might give it away. I might sell it on eBay. I'm gonna do something with it. It's pretty badass, but you know, it's time for a change. It's time to upgrade. Another reason why I'm upgrading is because since I started this new setup room build, I was like, you know what? I want a PC that's gonna bring out the look of this room. So why not go all out with this new PC build? So hopefully I'll have part 2, which is the build itself, by next weekend. And I'm gonna start building it this week. So I'm trying to get that video out to you quick. For now, just wanted to show y'all, give you a run through of what I'm gonna use. All right, so that's it for today. Just want to say thank you guys and gals for watching. Thank y'all for all the support. I know I've been gone for a while, and I kind of thought nobody was gonna watch my channel anymore, but I was kind of wrong. I see people watching. The views are going up steadily, which is good. But anyways, I just want to give y'all a huge thank you. Thank y'all for watching my channel. Thank y'all for supporting. And you know, drop a comment below. Say hi, say what's up. I game on Xbox, PS4 as well. I'm going to start getting into PC gaming, so if you want me to play with y'all, throw me a friend request or something, or give me your gamer tags, and I'll make sure to add y'all. So that's pretty much it. So once again, thank you guys and gals for watching. I'm GT signing out, and I'll see you guys and gals later. Adios.